Welcome back. Going to be sticking with this series here between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. The road team, the Phillies, coming in as slight dogs on the money line at plus 120. This is a Philadelphia team that's had their issues all year on the road, a road record of just 31 and 43 with their overall mark at 78 and 74 in comparison to the Braves, who are now at 85 and 68 overall and getting much closer to trying to clinch that divisional crown in the NL East. This is such an important series, obviously, for both of these teams, because if the Braves continue to do well and grab these wins, they have the ability to lock up things in the NL East. Even if the Phillies were able to completely sweep this series, it would still be an uphill climb for them to try to win the division overall. But losing yesterday was absolutely not what the Phillies wanted. They went on to come up short in that one by a final of 3-8, and as a result, they're now 6.5 games back in the East, and Atlanta's magic number down to just 4 after yesterday, it being 6 before coming in and grabbing that victory for us. So the Phillies on the year, in terms of their numbers, they actually haven't been all that great, especially when you look across the whole majors holistically. So in terms of their pitching numbers, 14th in total team ERA, and then just 20th in runs scored. Today, Philadelphia, they're going to be sending out 25-year-old righty Nick Pivetta, who's been a pretty decent piece in this rotation. Not overly dominant, but generally a guy that's going to get you about 5 to 6 innings and at least set you up in a position where if you give him a little bit of run support, you'll have a shot at going out and grabbing the win. However, unfortunately for Pivetta, he hasn't gotten all that much run support consistently this year, which is why he stands 7-13 overall. His ERA sitting at 4.67 and a whip of 1.3 through those 30 starts. In his last outing, Pivetta going 5 innings at home against the Miami Marlins, giving up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk to 8 strikeouts. And if we look at what Pivetta has done more recently, he hasn't been all that bad in general, not overly dominant either, but he just hasn't been getting great run support, which is why the Phillies have gone on to lose 6 out of his last 7 starts. Now we look at the Atlanta Braves, now coming off back-to-back wins at home, trending back in a positive direction after they had been on that 4-game losing streak, and that has to have the morale of this team as a whole in a great spot right now, especially coming off such an important Game 1 win in this series. So Atlanta, in terms of their numbers, they have been the best team in the NL East. There's no denying that. 8th in the majors in runs scored, and then they're 12th in total team ERA. It hasn't been the greatest performance across the board for all these teams in the NL East this year, but just when you look at the numbers across the board, Atlanta has been the best squad, and not surprisingly, that's why they stand in first place. So the Braves, they're going to be sending out 27-year-old righty Julio Teheran, who's made 29 starts, sitting on a 3.97 ERA, a 1.19 whip. And Teheran, he's one of those guys where his stuff has diminished from where he was at the earlier portion in his career, but he can still be effective, not going to be consistently dominant, but generally sets up his team for success. And the Braves, they have gone on to win 4 out of his last 5 starts, however, coming up short in Teheran's last outing where he went 4 innings against the Nationals, giving up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 walks to 7 strikeouts. That walk number obviously being an atrocious situation why he got pulled from that start early. And when you go 4 innings, give up 3 hits and 6 walks, and still only give up 2 earned runs, that means you were able to manage base runners very effectively, even though not an ideal situation. Teheran going to be trying to get a bit more control of his command in this one against the Phillies, which aren't the most dangerous offense by any means. So coming into this one, the Braves, maybe I give them the slight lean in terms of this starting pitching matchup. You definitely give them the lead. The lean being the home team and the fact that the Phillies have not been a good team on the road this year. Also, things are looking really good for Atlanta to go on and win the division, and they're going to be trying to wrap that up in this series. So a lot of extra motivation, perhaps, for the Braves. So with all that being the case, we're going to go ahead and take the home team again today, siding with the Atlanta Braves on the money line at minus 140. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. Check out all of our MLB picks over at stumpthespread.com. Linked down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for tomorrow's video.